Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I, Trisha Nagpal, along with my co-hosts Aniket Kalagara and Tashvi Narang, extend a hearty welcome to all of you to the 15th Annual Indus Day celebrations.
Thank you, Trisha. We take great pleasure in welcoming Lieutenant General Arjun Ray, CEO and Managing Director of the Indus Trust. We are graced by the presence of Mrs. Preetham Benjamin, Founder Principal of Indus International School, Bangalore. She is a strong believer and proponent of full education and education for leadership. Welcome, ma'am.
A warm welcome to the principals from our sister schools, Mr. Sandeep Chabra, Mr. Aparna Chanta, and Dr. Prasida Shrikumar. We would also like to welcome our Chief Philosophy Officer, Ms. Preeti Prabhu.
Before the festivities commence, we would like to express our gratitude to the parent community here for being resilient in these times and for always supporting the Indus initiatives. A heartfelt welcome to all of you.
You can't cross the sea merely by standing and staring at the water. These are the words of Rabindranath Tagore, and also a belief that we at Indus have lived by. At Indus, we believe in taking initiatives, collaborating on projects, and be pathbreakers with new endeavors, thus preparing students for life. The reason we are unfazed at the face of ambiguity is because we are ready to acclimatize and use the available resources to the best. This celebration is an example of how we have adapted to the present circumstances without compromising on the fervor and enthusiasm of this momentous occasion.
The core values of Indus, love, empathy, discipline, and respect, will be demonstrated in the performances that follow. The teachers and students have dedicated endless hours of effort into making tonight's event a manifestation of the spirit, gratitude, and resilience showcased by the Indus family during the pandemic. We trust that their passionate efforts will captivate your emotions and leave you mesmerized.
We shall begin today's events with the Invocation song, Where the Mind is Without Fear, a poem penned by Rabindranath Tagore. This song will be performed by Aditi Pradeep in English and Anika Singh in Hindi.
And the head is held high, where knowledge is free. जहाँ भय न रहे, तन मन में मेरे, जहाँ मुक्ति से ज्ञान मिले. Where the world has not been broken into fragments by the walls, where words do come out from the depths of truth. Hey, now तेरी सृष्टि के शब्दों में सच्चाई बसे. my father, तेरी शक्ति ले जाए मेरे मन को, तेरे हाथ में रंग जहाँ बनते उस मुक्ति के स्वर्ग में ले जा प्रभु मेरे पिता मेरे, my country, मेरे देश को, my country, मेरे देश को,
Thank you, friends, for that wonderful performance. We have amongst us the visionary whose firm belief is that the purpose of education in the 21st century is to prepare the child for life. Education World named him one of the 50 game changers in the education scenario in India. It is none other than the Managing Director and CEO of Indus Trust, Lieutenant General Arjun Ray. It is a proof that he walks the talk with spearheading initiatives such as Startup U, Design Your Future, and School of Future. He guides and leads through example, inculcating an ethos of discipline and passion for excellence in the Indus community. May I humbly request Lieutenant General Arjun Ray to address the gathering.
Mrs. Sarojini Rao, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and our dear students of Indus Bangalore. Today is a very special day for Indus Bangalore. It is special because Education World, in partnership with Ernst & Young, have selected 4 schools in India across all curriculums as schools of national excellence. Schools that role model quality education for the 21st century. The selection was conducted by a national jury based on big data obtained from these schools. And it gives me great delight and pleasure in informing you that Indus Bangalore is one of the 4 schools of excellence in India. This would never have been possible but for Mrs. Rao's commitment to prepare children for a future we do not know, and her consistency in exemplary leadership. The motivation and role modeling by teachers and parents and children who believe in this whole idea and concept of holistic education as the way ahead in a VUCA world. Our sincere gratitude goes out to each one of you. My message on Indus Day is for all parents, all teachers, and all students. They form the trinity and the foundation of modern education. We need to remind ourselves constantly that we are living in the 21st century. We need to remind ourselves that the old models of industrial age education, summed up by Henry Ford's famous quote, he said, "A man's real education begins after he has left school." If we were to follow this quote today, it will put our children at risk. Ladies and gentlemen, education has to happen while children are in school. If we delay it to university and afterlife, we will miss the bus. We are at the end of the COVID curve, which seems to be tapering off, and COVID-19, like all other human tragedies, also comes with a message of hope on how to cope and succeed in a future that is becoming increasingly chaotic, complex, and uncertain. These are the defining characteristics of our personal lives, our work lives, and from Indus's perspective, this is also the defining purpose of education that we believe in. In this new VUCA plus world that we are living, pandemics, black swans, chaos, this is the new norm. All of them are man-made, especially the adverse effects of climate change due to rising temperatures, rising sea levels, mass migration, frequent and intense drought, floods, hurricanes, wildfires, declining water supplies, and reduced agriculture yield. Consequently, we have already started to experience large-scale migration of human beings and animals, economic meltdowns, and socio-political instability. Our children in school, we are going to be possibly dead and gone. Our children in the school, the present generation, have to brace up for the impact of climate change. We have to make them future ready. So as schools, we have to start now preparing our children and flourish in such an environment. There are many things we can do, from seeking autonomy to mastery to work satisfaction. But in my humble experience, there are two abilities of the human mind that are foundational to steer ourselves through this VUCA world. It is to have, or rather give, a purpose in our life. And secondly, intense focus. These are the two single thoughts I would like to leave teachers, parents, and students with on Indus Day. So while we celebrate the performance of all the arts, it is also a time for quiet reflection, introspection, and contemplation. While happiness is the ultimate human aspiration, it has even greater relevance in a turbulent world, where failures and disappointments are becoming common, and where frustrations are on the rise. Ladies and gentlemen, happiness is not an objective. Happiness is an outcome. One has to do something meaningful that gives us happiness. I recall the famous Polish poet, Norwid, who once said, "To be happy, one should have something to live for, something to live on, and something to die for. The lack of these will result in a tragedy." There is a big difference between a purpose and a higher purpose. Your purpose, not higher purpose. Your purpose are your duties, your responsibilities, your obligations to your family, to your community, and to the faith that you believe in. Conversely, the higher purpose is not about you. It is what you do for others, for the environment, for animals, for the species, for all those who need your help. And another feature of higher purpose is that it is a life's commitment. That is why we call it a higher purpose, something that is transcendental, a purpose that goes beyond our needs and our self-interest. The second thought I would leave behind in this world of great distraction that we live in is focus. Focus skill can be substantially improved and with practice. Research shows, and I'm going to speak in slow motion now for teachers and students to understand. Research shows that the best students achieve better results by studying less than their peers. because they're able to focus their attention on relevant concepts, on the why of what they are learning, and the ability to apply them in real life situations. Research also indicates that when we switch our attention because of a notification on the mobile or any other distraction, our cognitive performance fades away. And it can take anything between 20 to 30 minutes to return to one's earlier intensity of focus. Now, there are very well-tried methods to sharpen our focus and raise a sharp focus. And I will only emphasize about 5 important aspects which students should keep in mind. Get into the habit of the practice of mindful breathing for at least 15 to 20 minutes every day, preferably before going to school. Secondly, all critical tasks which you have should be converted into written goals or checklists, each supported by a plan. Not writing one's goal is as bad as not having a goal. Research also indicates that just about 3% people you come across write goals with plans, and they are the ones who succeed in life. It does not matter whether we achieve our goals or not. It is the effort that matters. It is how hard we try to achieve the goals and what we become as a result of trying to achieve those goals. Thirdly, develop the habit of asking what if and open-ended questions. This creates think time, and this arouses curiosity, which leads to creativity. Fourthly, focus your mind on one thing at a time by triaging and prioritizing. And lastly, delegate unimportant tasks. And normally about 80% of all the tasks that we have are trivia, they're not important. So with higher purpose and focus, your path to academic success, to happiness, becomes very, very easy to negotiate. And finally, the entire community of schools, Indus schools, we need to evaluate, rethink, and re-roll ourselves starting from now. At the pace at which changes are taking place in our daily lives, we simply cannot afford to speculate or procrastinate. We must seize the moment, seize the present to get a foothold in the future. Your future, our future. So with these few words, I wish you the very best for this evening's grand display of talent in all the performance arts. Thank you very much and good luck.
Thank you, sir. Your speech was an eye-opener for each and every one of us. Dance is referred to as poetry in motion. Bharatanatyam is one such form of classical dance which can hold the audience captive in its grace and divinity. The dance form derives its name from 3 terms. Bha referring to bhava or expressions, Ra referring to raga or melody, and Ta referring to tala or rhythm. And Natyam, of course, means dance.
Tilana is a rhythmic piece in Carnatic music widely used in classical Indian dance performances. This dance deals with the execution of intricate sequences of the movements, the mudras, hand gestures, and some elements of abhinaya, expressions, combined in a definite pattern. Performed as a culminating piece in performances, Tilana is brisk and lively, helping the performance end on a high note. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for this enthralling performance.
विश्वररुणाद योगवे भवसागरव पारुगणिसुवाम्बिका नाद योगवे भवसागरव पारुगणिसुवाम्बिका
सिद्धजं गमपनिप तनदिरन उदरदानि पमतलाङ्गुतकजं धिन्तजं गमपनिप तनदिरन धिन्तजं गमपनिप तनदिरन धिन्तजं गमागा धिन्तजं गमागा धिन्तजं गमागा धिन्तजं
Thank you for this graceful performance. The best leaders are the ones who don't need anything from the people but serve in meaningful ways that become their blueprint for success. Our principal, Mrs. Sarojini Rao, has always been a leader who leads from the front. Guiding with great determination, she has ensured that the other members of the Indus community are also leaders in their own right. May I ask ma'am to kindly address all of us?
General Ray, Mrs. Benjamin, parents, teachers, and dear students, good evening to you all. And welcome to an evening of celebration in all aspects. As you heard the announcement, we have been honored with the School of Eminence Award. The journey is definitely more challenging, exciting, and dynamic than the destination. And we acclaim the selfless efforts of many who have worked with intrinsic commitment to have brought our school to this position of prominence. The strength, the passion, the storm behind all of this. Lieutenant General Arjun Ray, visionary leader and mentor. A person who's known for his courage, candor, competence, training, and compassion. He attributes it to his higher purpose, clear vision, and the desire to continuously learn. We know of many people who can teach what they know, but very few like him who can teach their own ability to learn. He has stimulated ordinary people like us to unusual effort. He has redefined education, redefined a teacher, redefined love and life itself. Thank you, sir. The entire team out here salutes you with gratitude. You have made winners out of ordinary people. We are also honored to have Mrs. Preetham Benjamin, who has a special place in the history of Indus. As a founder principal, she started this journey and set the pace and tone for us at a time when international education was new to this country. Mrs. Benjamin, very few are aware of this, is the author of the school song, In Omnia Paritas, Prepared for All Challenges. We are truly prepared for all challenges, ma'am, and your presence here is a great source of inspiration. Thank you so much. The role which parents have played in the process of growth is inestimable. From the very beginning, you have stood by us and lent us your minds, hearts, and hands. We're extremely proud and honored to be working with you. I would like to thank the Parents Advisory Committee, the chairperson, Mrs. Deepthi Jethanandani, Mrs. Varsha Bandari, the co-chair, and all parents for your support and most importantly, your belief in us. This evening, in a way, is a tribute to each one of you, because this award would not have been possible if you did not believe in us. Believe in every innovation, every idea, at times maverick ideas of Indus. Teachers world over are the pillars of any school. But when we talk of Indus, the teachers are special because our expectations are very different from them. We don't expect them to just teach the subjects. Indus teachers have poured life to a vision which is different, creating leaders of tomorrow. They have given soul to a curriculum which is new and dynamic, whole education, but not at the cost of academic rigor. And they've infused spirit into a partnership with stakeholders, which is rare again. They have delivered every dream of ours. Thank you, teachers, for being such a wonderful team to work with. The students, an integral part of this success, are the life and energy of the school. They have excelled in almost every area in the last 18 years and made us immensely proud. As always, our blessings and best wishes are with them. I would also like to use this opportunity to extend my gratitude to the Indus Training and Research Institute for creating teachers who in turn create leaders of tomorrow. Dr. Mala Palani, the director, and a team of educators have redefined teacher education and professional development and put Indus on the map as a huge professional learning community. My special thanks to the Indus School of Leadership for all the excitement, adventure, and leadership training. To Colonel Rao, Major Deepak, and team. The Indus International Community School for role modeling values, grit, and passion, and giving us a platform to be better human beings. Thank you, Mrs. Sujaya Lakshmi, the principal, for making us proud again. My compliments extend to the human resource, finance, and marketing, and all the support system in the school. This evening, we are also honored to have my colleagues, principals of our sister schools. Mr. Sandeep Chabra, who is the principal of a Pune school, his support and critical advice on many occasions have contributed to the success of the school. Mrs. Aparna Achanta, the principal of a Hyderabad school, not too long ago was on the other side, and I'm sure she's extremely, extremely proud and happy about this achievement. My compliments to both Mr. Chabra and Mrs. Achanta, because our Pune and Hyderabad schools have also come in the eminence ranking. We are also honored to have Mrs. Preeti Prabhu, our Chief Philosophy Officer, and she's had a critical role to play in her various capacities as a teacher, as a head of school, vice principal, principal, and now as a Chief Philosophy Officer. She has contributed in many, many ways to the school. Thank you, Preeti. This celebration, you have a very big role to play. And Dr. Prasida Srikumar, the principal of a Belgaum school, I'm sure will follow the tradition. Indus believes in the philosophy of whole education, where there is opportunity for every dimension of life. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening is a manifestation of a process to build these competencies all through the year in our Eagles. We do this through our various programs, such as working with the Innovation Curriculum, the Innovation Council, and the Climate Challenge projects, the design thinking process, community service, deep reading, and most importantly, nurturing the concept of Tikkun Olam, which is about having a higher purpose in life. And this starts as early as our early years, our 3-year-olds. And this is our continuous effort to unlock our potential. The students who have participated in this event this year have exhibited rare sense of leadership, intrinsic motivation, collaboration, a huge sense of belonging, and the desire to make use of the many opportunities that the school offers. They are truly role models. And their selection was based on this criteria. And in future, all our selections could be for anything will be based on this criteria. Needless to say, parental engagement and capacity building of teachers have been an integral part of this. I would also like to congratulate many people who have made this event possible. Mrs. Sridevi Gopalakrishna, our Vice Principal, for putting the entire event together. This is the first year as a vice principal, and she has done a brilliant job. Her sense of commitment and a balanced approach in working with her colleagues is rare. Thank you, Sridevi. Wilma Lewis, our activities coordinator, can conduct any event with eyes closed. She's a veteran and anything can be handed over to her. On a lighter note, Wilma, we have helped you discover another line to pursue. This evening is a manifestation of the many leadership and innovative competencies of our specialist teachers. Led by Mr. Sudeep Jayaprasad and his team of talented young men and women, Mridula, Anand, Karthik, Jeremy, the drama department led by Ajay Preetham, Shazia Parveen, and dance teachers Sindhu and Sharon. Besides talent, they're all talented. They have shown a strong desire to pursue excellence, motivate the students to practice, to pursue excellence. They motivated the students to pursue excellence and practice tough love. They're risk takers and have experimented with new themes. They're multifaceted and have gone beyond the role and are situationally aware of the dynamics of the school and the philosophy of the school. You may be aware that some of them are new to the school this year, and it seems that I have always worked with them. With very few demands on their side, they are showcasing magic through music this evening. The students love them, which is the real test of any teacher. Thank you, Sudeep and the entire team. Mr. John, Mr. Damodar, Mr. Zoheb, and the entire administrative and IT team for all the support without which nothing can move in this school, including my office or anyone else's office. So thank you so much. And it's always a thankless job when it comes to IT and administration. And I know all the difficulties, all the challenges that they face. So with this, I won't take any more of your time. Thank you so much and enjoy a wonderful evening.
Thank you, ma'am. Your words have always been a great source of inspiration for all of us. Renowned dancer and choreographer Martha Graham said that dance is the song of the body. Our next performance is a fusion of contemporary dance and hip hop. Our friends are here to express their emotions through a choreography for the song Fearless by Jasmine Marie that speaks about the power of love, faith, and strength. Let's get ready to enter the world of a fiesta of rhythm and movement.
I wake up, I feel it, those fears are back again. Can't shake them, can't make them ever fade, ever end. Am I good enough? Do I measure up? Feels like a war I can't win. But I wasn't given the spirit of fear, I was given the power of love. Everything I've been fighting against, I'm gonna lift it up. I wanna be fearless, no holding back, no backing down. Fearless, because I believe you're with me now. Bring on the unknown, lead me and I'll go. Come set me free, God
That was indeed a spectacular dance performance. Music has the power to change the world. Thus said Beethoven, who wielded that power with great beauty. Today, we have our concert band who will enthrall you with some wonderful pieces. We begin with Tio Macaco. This work is composed by the very talented Grammy Award winning composer Michael Leake, composer for many of the works performed by the group Snarky Puppy, one of the most exciting, entertaining, and musically sophisticated groups of young musicians performing today. From the album We Like It Here comes this Latin wonder, Tio Macaco, tastefully arranged by the Indus Concert Band. An infectious mix of melodies and harmonies coexist with an unstoppable groove to create just the kind of music that concert bands find irresistible.
Secondly, we have Grand Design. 3/4 is a dark synth trio from St. Petersburg, Russia. The song Grand Design comes from their second album, Resistance. This relatively new style of music incorporates bass-heavy electro, industrial music, and a fast tempo. A tribute to synthwave of old, this song drives with pace and classical synth sound waves.
Lastly, we have Superstition, a song written by legendary singer-songwriter Stevie Wonder. It is considered a seminal track from and went on to influence the direction of pop music for the rest of the decade. This song is perfect for the concert band, challenging them to play at the perfect beat and rhythm. I am sure you all would relate and enjoy this rendition by the concert band. Wow, that was a captivating performance. Next, we have Tashar Desh, or The Land of Cards, a play written by Rabindranath Tagore. The story is a representation of the hero's journey who undergoes a complete transformation in his tryst with the citizens of the Land of Cards. The cards are bound by countless innate, inhuman rules, robbing them of their agency. The story unfolds, showing how he brings about an air of liberation and inspires the cards to pursue their true happiness.
I can't take it anymore, my friend.
What makes you restless, Prince?
How can I explain it? Can you explain the restlessness of those flocks of wild birds flying towards the Himalayas?
But that's their home.
If it's their home, why do they fly away? No. It's the joy of flying. A joy that has no reason.
Do you want to fly?
Indeed I do.
I don't understand you at all. I would rather stay imprisoned in a cage for reason rather than fly for no reason at all.
Why do you say there's a reason for staying confined?
Because we remain shackled inside a golden cage to satisfy our greed for food and drink.
You won't understand. You won't understand at all.
It is simply my own weakness. I simply can't comprehend things beyond my own understanding. Why not explain what it is clearly that you find intolerable?
Our monotonous life in this palace.
You call this monotonous? With so many comforts, so many luxuries?
I feel I resemble a stone idol in a golden temple. My ears always filled with the same monotonous sound of the conch shell and the temple gong. I just have to try stepping out somewhere, and the armed guard appears once crying, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" You've choked my heart into silence, I feel.
Prince, you're concealing your real thoughts.
Indeed, I have a secret. It's hidden somewhere far away in the ocean sky. I gaze at it from the western horizon. I shall set out in search for what my destiny has concealed for me, like a treasure guarded by a yaksha.
যাবই আমি যাবই ওগো বাণী যেতে যাবই যাবই আমি যাবই লক্ষ্মীরে হারাবই যদি অলক্ষ্মীরে পাবই যাবই আমি যাবই সাজিয়ে নিয়ে জাহাজ খানি বসিয়ে হাজার দাঁড়ি কোন পুরীতে যাব দিয়ে কোন সাগরে পাড়ি কোন তারকা লক্ষ্য করি কুল কিনারা পরিহারি কোন দিকে যে বাইব তরি বিরাট কালো নীরে মরবো না মরবো না মরবো না আর ব্যর্থ আশার সোনার বালু তীরে যাবো আমি যাবো।
From your tune, it is clear that this is not what merchants trade in. Tell me, what is this treasure called?
Nabina. Oh, Nabina. She who embodies newness.
Oh, Ranima. Ranima, your son wants to catch an illusion in the net. He wants to discover the new land of fairy tales.
How can you say that? Do you want to become a child once again?
Yes, Ma. My spirit feels suffocated in the world of maturity, walled in by wisdom.
I understand, son. But what you really lack is lack itself. You have developed a distaste for everything you have got. You want to want for something for which you have not even had the opportunity so far. Son, if I cling to you, I will lose you. You can't bear the burden of luxury or the bondage of being served by others. I will not let my fears bring you harm. I will anoint your eyes with coal from the soot. It will unblock your vision for the rest of the journey.
We set sail from one shore. Then our boat ran. Now we have floated up to a different shore. At last, I feel my life has entered a new phase.
Prince, these words sound good when set to music. But I ask you, where in this land have you discovered a new vision of youth? I've inspected the whole place once, and it's practically a wooden grove constructed by a carpenter. I've seen people with their wooden gate bodies completely flat, footsteps going clickety-clack. I ask you, can this dead place be called a new land?
From these very signs, you should realize that this appearance is not real, but invented, imposed from above, an outer shell created by the learned pundits of this land. You should rip off the shell. The raw inner spirit will leave you wonderstruck, my friend.
We merchants judge the value of things only from what can be clearly seen. And you people judge the value of things only from what cannot clearly be seen. Acha, let us see whether the sparks emerge from the embers or not. There! Look! It's like a bunch of dead corpses are headed away, possessed by spirits.
Let's move aside and see what this bizarre scene is all about.
Do you see that? Red suit and black suit, falling, lying, sitting. How bizarre.
What's this? Laughter?
Have you no shame? Laughter?
Do you follow no rules? Laughter?
Laughter has some meaning after all, but your actions have no meaning.
Meaning? What use is meaning? We want rules. Don't you understand? Are you lunatics?
It is not easy to identify a true lunatic. How did you identify us?
From your body language.
Our body language? What did you notice?
We noticed your motion, but no style. And you have style, I suppose, but no motion?
Don't you know? It's style that's ancient, while motion is modern.
Immature
Inexperienced?
and underdeveloped.
You have not been read by traditional gurus. No one has taught you that the streets are full of pits, where ditches, thorns, and prickles. That movement is fraught with danger.
This land belongs to the Gurus indeed. I will throw myself upon their mercy.
And now, would you tell us who you are?
We come from another land.
Enough! Say no more!
That means you have no caste.
No lineage!
No sacred ancestors. No village. No clan. No community.
No class!
And no status.
We have nothing. Nothing at all. Shorn off all else. You can see what we are left with. Now, tell us who you are.
We belong to the world-famous card family. I am 6 Sherman.
I am 5 Burman.
And all those others standing diffidently at a distance?
The blackish one here is 3 Ghosh.
And the reddish one there is 2 Das. What were the origins of your race?
Lord Brahma felt exhausted as he labored to create the universe. At dusk, he yawned for the first time. We were born of that sacred yawn.
This is why in some heretic tongues, we were known as the Yawn dynasty rather than the Card dynasty. How extraordinary. Okay. What was the result?
Out popped spade, diamond, hearts, and clubs. They all are sacred.
Are they all Kulin of the purest caste of sacred descent?
Indeed, original Kulins, originating from the holy mouth.
Our first poet, Bhagwan Tashtanganidhi, has invented 37.5 systems.
We should learn at least one of them.
It's best you don't learn anything at all. Only then you can remain pure.
What happens if one is pure?
If you remain pure, there's purity. What else? Don't you understand?
It is beyond our comprehension. Now, tell us, what were you all doing up there, crowding on that embankment?
We were at war.
Do you call that a war?
Oh, stranger, surely your origins too can be traced to some source mentioned in the scriptures.
Surely, at the very beginning of the creation process, Grandchild Brahma had barely placed his son upon his whetstone. With a noise like a cannon shot, he sneezed. It was from that earth-shaking sneeze that we are from.
Now we understand. No wonder you're so restless. It's the uncontrolled behavior of the grandsire's nose that has made you people so peculiar.
At last, you have blurted out the truth. We are strange.
But there are rules.
When the law of the open fence is broken, the law of the open road reveals itself. Else, how can we progress?
Ore bhai, how can I say that? He speaks of progress without battling an eyelid.
What else is action for?
Action? Why would you want to act? It's the law that will act.
চলো নিয়ম মতে চলো নিয়ম মতে চলো নিয়ম মতে দূরে তাকিও না কো ঘাড় বাকিও না কো চলো সমান পথে চলো নিয়ম মতে চলো নিয়ম মতে কোথা শৃঙ্খলা কই পাগল ঝর্ণাগুলো দক্ষিণ পর্বতে পাগল ঝর্ণাগুলো ওদিক চেও না 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 চলো সমান পথে চলো নিয়ম মতে চলো নিয়ম মতে
Enough! There comes Sahib the king and Bibi the queen. They will hold the court here today. Here, take a pumpkin stem each.
A pumpkin stem? Why?
Silence! Don't bluff. It's the law. Face northeast. You dare not turn to look southwest.
Why?
That's the rule.
Oh, bhai, let me entertain the king with an eulogy.
Ruin!
You barbarians have untimely disrupted the court session.
Calm down. Who are they?
Strangers from a foreign land.
Strangers from a foreign land? Then our laws won't work. Shuffle up your positions at once, all of you, and that will dispel the adverse influence of their presence. Let us begin with the national anthem of the General Assembly of Cards.
চিরতন হরতন নিষ্কাবন অতি সনাতন ছন্দে করতেছে নর্তন চিরতন হরতন নিষ্কাবন কেউ বা ওঠে কেউ পড়ে কেউ বা একটু নাহি নড়ে কেউ শুয়ে শুয়ে ভুয়ে করে কালো কর্তন চিরতন হরতন নিষ্কাবন নাহি কহে কথা কিছু একটু না হাসে সামনে যে আসে চলে তারি পিছু পিছু আধা তার পুরাতন চালটা নাই কোনো উল্টা পাল্টা নাই পরিবর্তন চিরতন হরতন নিষ্কাবন
Oh, stranger.
Yes, Raja Saab.
Who are you?
I am a messenger from overseas.
What gifts do you bear?
I bring what is scarcest of all in this land.
What may that be?
Disturbance.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that, Raja Sahab? The man wants progress. Believe it or not, he laughs. In a couple of days, he'll lighten the air in this place.
The air here is more still, more heavy than on any other planet. Even the thunderbolts of King Indra, King of gods, can't disturb it, let alone anyone else.
Let alone anyone else.
If this light-hearted stranger lightens the air, what will happen?
That is a matter of grave concern.
A matter of grave concern.
I am the editor of Tashudi Pradeep, the Cardile Beacon. I am the custodian of our culture on our Cardile Tashudip.
Culture? What's that? It doesn't have a pleasing sound.
Culture, culture, culture.
Your paper has an editorial column, surely.
Yes, Maharaj. 2 large columns.
Those columns must create an uproar that will leave everyone petrified. Turn to columns of stone. I shall not tolerate a lightning of our atmosphere. Stranger, do you have any submissions to make?
Yes, but not to you.
To whom?
To all these princesses.
Acha?
How lawless, how unreasonable.
Raja Sahab, cast him out. Throw him into exile.
Exile? Rani Bibi, what is your opinion? Why do you remain silent? Do you hear me? Give me an answer. What do you say? Do you agree to exile?
No, not exile.
No, not exile. No, not exile.
Rani Bibi, your behavior seems rather strange.
I feel rather strange myself.
Ace princesses and beautiful queens, remember that the editorial column is in our hands.
Culture.
Save the culture.
Should we impose the law of conformity?
In other words,
The law of tweak the ear hard.
I understand. Rani Bibi, what is your opinion? Shall I impose the law of conformity then?
We too deploy the law of conformity in the inner quarters of the Andar Mahal. We shall see who is condemned to exile and by whom.
We shall invoke the counter law of disobedience.
I declare the assembly has dissolved. Come away immediately, all of you. This place is no longer safe.
Partner, this place is becoming intolerable now. The maker seems to have played a prank on us to amuse himself. If we too shall fall into his clutches, we too shall be ruined.
Don't you notice the changes taking place unobtrusively? Don't you feel the stirring of new life within these puppets? I am certainly not going to leave until I see this through to the end.
My dear friend, what has happened to the land of cards? What winds of frenzy have these strangers brought with them? My heart wavers, constantly sways this way and that.
Yes, my dear Francescabani, who would have known that even 2 days ago, the card Isle would lose her caste and adopt human ways? Gee, what a shame.
Tell me, my dear friend, aren't human ways against the rules? It's that Bharatanatyam of yours who's at the root of all of this. Haven't you noticed? Nowadays her gait is unsteady. Her movements exactly like the humans. She even forgets protocol, where to stand and besides whom on some occasions. Tongues are wagging here in our locality and she will ruin the reputation of the land of cards.
So, Madam Takatran, you're spreading calumny about us, I'm told. You've been accusing us of having lost our purity of conduct because we sit when we should stand and stand when we should sit? Well, I've told the truth. What's wrong with that? Those red patches on your cheek, my scarlet one. Where did you acquire that shade? And as for the arch on your eyebrow, what a shame! I'm mortified. And as for all your whispering day and night under the buckle tree?
Oh, don't be so arrogant, I tell you. Do you know there's talk about declaring you as an outcast?
It's merely the card cast after all. I've renounced it of my own accord. What can threaten me now?
What a disaster! I've never heard such audacious words in my life. She is announcing to the world that she will become a Manavi. Come on, Bhai Thakani. Someone might see us talking to her and she will be our ruination too.
What's this, Haradani? What are you doing here? I've been searching for you all day and it's grown so late.
Why? What's the matter? What do you want?
You have been summoned to our royal assembly, the Garabu Mandal.
Tell them I'm lost.
Lost?
Yes, lost. You'll never find the one you seek. Never.
How extraordinary. What audacity for you to visit this forest. Don't you know it's against the law?
It's against the law indeed. But whose law has summoned up such heavy clouds above our rainless land of clouds? When I woke up, I saw the entire sky filled with deep blue clouds.
But for someone who regards even the courtyard beyond her room as alien land, to go out plucking flowers, where did you get such a bizarre idea?
Suddenly, I felt I was a mother. A female cardinal that I used to pluck flowers in some former birth. Today, a fragrance from that former birth wafted to me on an easterly breeze. A bee from the grove of Madhavi blossom has entered my heart.
Acha, I am searching for the baby Sundaris, but are they also...
Yes, they're also here, by the river's edge, beneath the trees.
What are they doing?
They're tired, just like me. How do I look? Do you like what you see?
It's as if a veil has been removed, as if the clouds have parted to reveal a moon. You seem like a totally new person.
Watch out. Let the editor not hear you, or he'll fix you in his column. I saw him roaming of news of this forest.
See, Haratani? My peers have vanished. I wonder why. Order me to do something. I want to perform some daring feat at your bidding.
Please don't sing. Whatever else you do. The hibiscus is blooming in the forest. Pluck some blossoms for me. I'll redden the soles of my feet with the juice of those flowers.
No, my beautiful one. As soon as I woke up this morning, I realized that our existence as cards is a dream, and that dream was suddenly disrupted. Now for all of us, a new birth is in the air, and that is what brings these words to our mouth, this music to our ears. Listen to that. Listen, someone is drawing down from the sky song I had composed from some remote, bygone era. See, Haratani, how desperately my heart longs to challenge Yama Raja, the god of death.
উতল হাওয়া লাগলো আমার গানের তরুণীতে উতল হাওয়া দোলা লাগে তোমার চঞ্চল নাচের লহরীতে উতল হাওয়া যদি কাটে রশি যদি হাল পড়ে খুশি যদি ঢেউ উঠে উচ্ছ্বসি সম্মুখেতে মনন যদি জাগে করি নে ভয় নেবই তারে জিতে উতল হাওয়া।
This place seems strange. What's that smell?
It's the smell of the Kadamba blossom.
Kadamba? What a strange name. What's that bird we hear?
It's called the guhu, we are told.
Guhu? Give it a civilized name in the card language. Call it Binti after the card game. It has become hard to proceed with our work today. What with words echoing in the sky and melodies playing the breeze, I kept my calm with great difficulty. It proved hard to keep Rani Bibi indoors. She's dancing like one possessed. Coiters, you look unrecognizable today. without your courtly attire like utter barbarians.
Not our fault.
Our attire came loose and fell off on its own.
Our garments are strewn about the street.
Pandit, you seem to have lost your gravity.
Since morning, I've been in the woods, trying to collect the name of fugitives. The breeze here has affected me, trying to fill my editorial columns. I found verses pouring out of my pen. I've told this type of discharge is what modern doctors call influenza.
Enough! No more! Put this in the textbooks of the 4th grade students. Let the children of the Kardai learn it by heart.
Raja Sahab, we are not the infant pupils of your 4th grade anymore. Today, we suddenly feel grown up. That rhythm does not appeal to us anymore.
Listen, stranger.
I await your orders.
You roam restlessly all over the Kardai, diving into the water, climbing mountain tops, hacking your way to the forest with your axe. What for?
You all are constantly rising and falling, flipping over and turning about, rolling about on the ground. What for either?
That is our law.
This is our desire.
Desire? What a disaster! Desire here, in the land of gods? Friends, what do you all say?
We have accepted the mantra of desire from them.
Go away from here. Leave this place quickly. Haratani, did you hear my words? Charatani, do you observe our conduct? Why has this suddenly happened?
It's my desire.
Desire. It's our desire too.
What's this? Rani Bibi, why do you arise so quickly?
I can't stay still anymore.
Rani Bibi, I suspect your mind is distracted.
Without a doubt, it is distracted.
Do you know that in the Kardai, restlessness is the greatest crime?
In the language of our Kardai, shackles are called ornaments. It's time to forget this language.
Yes, Rani Bibi. In their language, prison is called Sasurbari, marital home.
Quiet!
Riddles are called scriptures.
Quiet!
The dumb are called saints.
Quiet!
Fools are called pandits.
Quiet!
The dead are called living.
Quiet!
And heaven is called sinful. Say all of you, victory to desire.
Victory to desire.
Rani Bibi, you are exiled to the forest.
What a relief.
Exile? What's this? But you're leaving me. Where are you going?
To my place of exile.
Would you abandon me?
Why should I abandon you?
What then?
I'll take you with me.
Where?
To our place of exile.
All these others, my subjects?
We shall all go into exile.
We shall all go into exile.
Pandit then, what do you think?
I think exile is a good thing.
And your scriptures?
I'll throw them into the sea.
The law of obedience?
Won't work anymore.
Won't work, won't work.
Where have those humans gone?
Here we are.
Can we become human?
You can. Of course you can.
Oh, stranger, can I become human too?
I doubt it. But the Rani will support you. Victory to the Rani! Victory to the Rani!
Victory to the Rani! Victory to the Rani!
Wow, what an amazing plot, and I would say an equally amazing display of theatrical skills by our friends here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have our choir, who bring to us the positivity of music, a soothing balm to the current pain of a pandemic-ridden world. The choir begins with the song Right Now, a rock ballad written and performed by Van Halen, a piece we all can connect with emotionally and invigorates us to live in the present with purpose and magic.
Don't wait till tomorrow.
Continuing the performance, we have Spectrum, an alternative pop song which is written and performed by Florence and the Machine. The song enlightens us with so much to look forward to, a spectrum of hope, love, and gratitude. We also have Some Nights, an indie pop song by the band Fun. It finds its roots in progressive pop culture, a choir favorite. It talks about the experiences of a young protagonist living in existential crisis. We could all do with a little insight into the ideologies we create and pursue.
Some nights I stay up, cashing in my bad luck. Some nights I call it a draw. Some nights I wish that my lips could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. Oh, what do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore. Oh, 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 oh,
Lastly, we have Stereo Hearts, one of my personal favorites. It's another alternative indie pop song sung by gym class heroes and Adam Levine. It is a song that speaks of memories, wishful thinking, and in a way, hope. A song where rap and pop merge in the most adaptable way possible is definitely something to look forward to.
My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Oh, make me your radio. Turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you. So sing along to my stereo. Oh, 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 oh. Sing along to my stereo.
If I was just another dusty record on the shelf, would you blow me off and play me like everybody else?
If I asked you to scratch my back, could you manage that? The yiki, yeah, check it, try me, I can handle that.
Furthermore, I apologize for any stupid tracks, because the last girl playing it left a couple cracks. I used to, now I'm over that. Consoling grudges over love is each other's facts.
If I could only
find the notes to make you understand, I sing it softly in your ear and grab me by the hand. Just keep it stuck inside your head like your favorite tune. And know my heart's a stereo, the only place for you. Yeah, yeah.
My heart's a stereo, it beats for you, so listen close. Hear my
That was wonderful. I have to say that the performance made me forget all my worries and woes. I shall now invite our Vice Principal, Ms. Devi Gopalakrishna, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. As we come to the end of this evening's program, I would like to start out by thanking our CEO and MD, Lieutenant General Arjun Ray, for gracing the event, and our honored guests from our sister schools and organizations for joining us. Many heads, hearts, and minds have come together to make this evening possible in ways we could have never imagined 2 months ago. Our principal, Mrs. Sarojini Rao, has been the driving force and the guiding light behind the scenes, and she has walked every step of the way with us. Today's performances is a sum result of her clear vision, strong aesthetic quotient, and her continuous pursuit for excellence. Thank you, Mrs. Rao. The creative process was a mammoth collaborative effort by the entire MDD team, as mentioned by Mrs. Rao. Thanks to Vinita Nair and Shika Anand for working with the MCs, the art department for the props. A special mention to our in-house magician, Ms. Vilma Lewis, for coordinating everything from costumes to practices, hairpins to horses. Our DA, John Rabindranath, along with the ICT and admin team, has worked tirelessly to string the entire ensemble together. I would like to thank our parents who have been a constant source of encouragement, and the entire academic team of MYP and DP who remained flexible and supportive throughout to ensure that our students pursued their aesthetic interests, but not at the cost of the academics. But the real champions of today are our students who not only just displayed interest, but pursued their passion for the arts by demonstrating deliberate practice and emerged with a stronger sense of self. Our student participation this year has been very unique in terms of agency and inclusivity. They have confirmed the school's belief that talent is evenly distributed and all we need is opportunities to unleash it. I am grateful and inspired by those students who have made use of the opportunity this year to make this experience a memorable one for all of us. Thank you.
With that, we come to the end of this exemplary evening. We hope that you continue to stay safe, keep smiling, and keep being resilient.
We shall now have our school song followed by the national anthem. I request you all to kindly rise for it.
In army of characters, our motto we do hold. Those who are minds and heads and hearts, the Indus green and gold. We dare to share and care, no challenges we wait.
goodbye, and a very good evening to all of you.